the Callan Method Level Check test. Hey guys, it's me again, Shapei. I'm back at it again with another video. So for today, I am going to talk about the Callan Method Level Check test. Conducting the Callan Method Level Check test is a very vital textbook here in the NativeCamp because the students cannot start taking the Callan lesson without taking this test first. After this textbook, you would be giving the student which stage in Callan they would start their lessons. So if you're a teacher here, if you already have the Callan badge or you're currently training to get your Callan badge, please do pull up the PDF or log in to the NativeCamp or NativeCamp teacher site so that you can follow through with this video. I'm so sorry guys, I cannot really divulge information here because I think it's not allowed. Let's move on to the video. First part is the lesson confirmation. So I think all of us NativeCamp teachers are already quite familiar in how to confirm the lesson here at NativeCamp. So regardless if the class is reserved or not, you really need to confirm the lesson. Okay, so second is that you are going to give the student the introduction to the method. Like, this is the Callan method, it's a direct way of teaching, it has been considered an effective way of learning languages all around the world, etc. So I'm not really gonna divulge everything because it would take a lot of time. Next is the level check test rules. Okay, so these rules are only applicable to the level check test. You need to explain very well to the student. So in my case, after I read every rule, like for example, rule number 1, after I read it, I try to ask the students, do you have any questions? So that everything will be clear para dire-diretso na kami sa level check test later. After I have read all the 2 rules, I really emphasize this to my students that this is a test. I will not give you any help in answering the questions. And then I tell my student that even if you're not sure as to what the answer is, I really advise them to please speak, because again, the focus here is their speaking skills and not their grammar knowledge level. After you have explained everything, ask the student again, is everything clear so far? Because they might be confused, a little bit confused, so that you can attend to their questions or their queries if they have so. So after that one, if you have already confirmed to your student that everything is clear, they don't have any questions, you now proceed to the level test. Okay, so level test, this is just very easy. In the level test, you need your Callan charts, of course. You need a pen, you need a pencil, you need a book also. For the level test, I'm gonna put it somewhere here so that it will be much clearer. Okay, so first, every target section, you would ask your students 2 questions. So you are just gonna read the questions twice. Like for example, what's this, what's this? You wait the student for answer, you're not gonna prompt them answers, you're not gonna give them answers, you're not gonna mime. Okay, so basically this is a level check test, so no miming. Just ask the questions twice, just like in the normal Callan. If they want, some students would ask you to repeat, then repeat, because this is the level check test. This is not yet the actual Callan lesson. Okay, so as a teacher, you need to really enunciate the words well, because the student would also listen and try to construct their own sentences. Okay, so after that one, so again, 1 target or 1 section, 2 questions. Okay, so in the file, 1 target question, there are 3 to 4 or more questions, so just choose 2. For me, I choose the easiest. Okay, so yes, that's it. So for example, let's put it into a situation. Let's say it's very obvious that you are going to put your student in stage 1. It's very obvious that the student is only fit for stage 1. So you need to continue asking the questions for stage 2 and stage 3. Why? Because you need to let the student realize that the stage that you have given the student or the level check test result would really fit the student. Okay, so you need to continue, you need to let the student realize. Okay, more likely in my own experience here at NativeCamp teaching the Callan method or conducting the level check test, the highest stage that I was able to give my student was stage 3. Okay, so I don't really like to give higher stages to the students, because if you're gonna give higher stages to the student, sometimes or most of the times the student would have a difficulty in conducting the lessons, because the questions in stage 4 are very a little bit long. So if you're gonna give your students stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3, it will be good for them also to practice their speaking skills. Okay, again, the focus here in Callan is the speaking skills and not the students' grammar skills. Okay, not their grammar abilities, it's their speaking skills. Okay, so even if their grammar knowledge is very high but their speaking skills are low, they might still be placed in a lower level. So again, focus on the speaking skills. After you have conducted the level check, you go straight into the demonstration. Okay, so before you start the demonstration, you need to explain the Callan method rules, the actual Callan method rules. So there is a difference between Callan level check test rules. So these rules will only be applied during the level check test, and the Callan method rules will be applied when they already take Callan lessons from stage 1 to stage 12. Okay, so there's a difference. Okay, so after that one, you just need to basically copy the rule, the Japanese text, send it into the chat box. Okay, so that's what you're gonna do, and then you need to explain it thoroughly to the student, because this is only the Callan lesson wherein they can ask questions. Okay, if they have any clarifications, so that when they take the actual Callan method, they already know the rules. So you really need to explain thoroughly the Callan method rules. There are 8 Callan method rules that is here, so you need to explain it thoroughly. So every after question, ask the student, do you have any questions? If that's the case, if you don't have any more questions, let's have rule number 2. Copy the rule number and then the Japanese text, send it into the chat box. After that one, explain, ask again if they have any questions. If they do, answer it. If they don't, continue. Okay, so after that one, after the Callan method rules, you are going to conduct the demonstration. Okay, so for me, it would be much better if stage 1 ang i-demo ninyo, because the student would be able to answer immediately, because the headwords, the questions and answers in stage 1 are very easy. Okay, and I think you have been trained well din sa trainers ninyo on how to conduct stage 1. Stage 1 is a little bit complicated because there's a lot of charts. You need to use a lot of charts, and also it should be in the fast pace. So yun. So after that one, you need, during the demonstration, you need to tell the student, repeat. So the students cannot ask any questions already. You need to conduct the demonstration just like the actual Callan lesson, para hindi ma-overwhelm si student if the student will already take the actual Callan lesson. Okay, you need to explain very well. So in my case, I tell the student when I do the demonstration that if I say repeat, repeat. Okay, so the student will repeat, and then after the student will repeat, I will tell the student, okay, listen. So when I say listen, you listen. Okay, and then I tell the student that please listen carefully, because I will explain the headwords and also the structure of the answers. You need to listen carefully so that you would know how to answer. After I have explained everything, I tell the student, let's practice. So when I say let's practice, the teacher will read the questions twice, the student will answer right away. Okay, so I said let's practice, and then we continue. And then yun lang din naman ang flow ng Callan. Repeat, listen, let's practice. Repeat, listen, let's practice. So it's very easy now. You need to continue the demonstration until the last 2 minutes. Again, last 2 minutes. Okay, so before it was only last 1 minute, but now they have updated the level check test textbook in NativeCamp, so it's now last 2 minutes. Okay, so this time you are going to introduce Callan counseling. Us teachers will not be the one to conduct this lesson or this kind of counseling, but instead it will be the Japanese counselors, the Japanese Callan counselors. So they would be the one to conduct this kind of counseling. Okay, so you just need to copy and paste something. Okay, I think you can see it in your page. You just need to copy and paste it into the chat box. I think these are FAQs of the Callan lesson, and maybe if their queries are not answered, they can contact also our Callan counselors through a link. So you also need to copy and paste it into the chat box. Okay, so you tell the student, congratulations, you can already start studying with the Callan method, and that would be from stage. Need to always type this level check test result to chat box. So it's just so easy. Stage 1 or stage 2 or stage 3 or stage 4. You need to type it, because at the end of the lesson the students can review the chat box and all the lessons that the student has taken from NativeCamp. They can review the chat box later after the class. You also need to tell your students that please buy stage blank Callan textbook. We highly recommend that to all our students. Why? Because there are a lot of options where the student can buy textbooks. First is they can buy a physical book. They can find it somewhere in the NativeCamp students application or NativeCamp students website, or they can also download Callan application. So in the Callan application, they can play the audios dun sa textbook. It's also very important for the students to have their own Callan textbook, because it's very helpful for them to review, and also they would need it for their reading progress. Also, you need to emphasize the reading. Ito yung binago nila. So in the Callan method, we have a reading part in the last 5 minutes of the lesson, which is compulsory. So it's very important para ma-review ni student, para hindi makalimutan ni student yung previous lessons na na-discuss niya or previous stages na na-discuss ninyo or ng previous teachers niya. Copy and paste the certain information into the chat box. The progress report for Callan method level check test is just a drop down. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, up until stage 12. Okay, so you just need to click and then send. It's very, very important for you to send it. Okay, so that's it for the video. I hope na-explain ko ng maayos, teachers. Yan lang. So if you do like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channels. Guys, thank you so much. I have been receiving a lot of messages of congrats, of cheers from you guys. So thank you so much. Again, it's Shapei. I will see you guys soon. Bye.